At this point, we've got over 600 miles on the Thunderer Trac Grip MTs, running them with the Rocktrix wheels. We've had them on the highway, through the trails, rocks, mud, and so far, they've seriously impressed me. If you're looking for an aggressive mud terrain setup without paying big brand prices, these are definitely worth considering. Hey guys, welcome back to JT4X4 Off-Roading. We finally have the Jeep back and we got our Thunderer Trac Grip MTs fully on and they look amazing. So my initial impression on these is, man, do those look good on that Jeep or what? I think this is a solid looking tire. Those MTs are aggressive, and so what we're about to do is we're going to be taking this on our first trip to go wheeling, okay? And I'm going to tell you through this trip how they perform on the road. I mean, I'm talking from, does it vibrate? Are they loud? How do they drive? How do they feel? How does it handle? And then we're going to get into off-road performance specifically for the Trac Grip MT. This is the 35x12.50R17, okay? So you can see it's got that rugged, thick sidewall, an awesome tread. I can already tell you, just from driving it home, driving up to, we actually went up to Williamsburg, that it drives really smooth, okay? That was about 100 miles round trip. It was smooth, it wasn't quiet. And when I mean quiet, I'm not telling you it's silent, right? It's a mud terrain. It's gonna have a little noise on it, okay? But as far as being a mud terrain, it did really good. Hey guys, so we made it to Uwharrie National Forest, and I just want to give Thunder a shout out for their tires. They did absolutely amazing on the highway. Low noise, no vibrations, and they just drive really, really well. As you all know, mud terrains can typically be a little vibraty, and they can also, you know, make some noise and they can hum. As mud terrains get older, they get louder. So big props to Thunderer. This is their Trac Grip MTs, and they did great. They drove great. Highway speed 70 miles an hour, getting about 18 miles per gallon on the highway. We drove about 263 miles out here to Uwharrie National Forest, and so far so good. It's a little bit dark out here, so you can't necessarily see it, but we did just air down. We are going to be getting on the trail for a little night fun. Not a whole lot, but we're gonna hit the trail, see how these tires do at night. Not gonna be an issue for these mud terrains, and then we're definitely gonna have a full day of wheeling tomorrow, testing out just how well these Thunderer tires can do. Even with the trails wet, that clay started to build up on the tires. The Thunderers kept giving us really solid traction and evacuating all of that clay through those large channels. Aired down, they ride surprisingly smooth and soaked up a lot of the smaller bumps and rocks. What impressed me the most was how well the sidewalls bite when you get into uneven terrain. Even at night with the slick conditions and limited visibility, the tires stayed predictable, planted, and gave us plenty of confidence moving through the trail. This is where the tires really started to impress me. Coming over the rocks, you can actually see the sidewalls working and biting into the terrain, and the traction has been unreal. And I'm not really trying to oversell this, guys. Like, the traction has been really good. For a tire that costs significantly less than some of the big brand names, getting this kind of off-road performance makes them really hard to overlook. At this point, they're honestly starting to feel like a no-brainer. Alright, so the mud performance is incredible. Obviously it's a mud terrain, but if you check out the way this climbs up, this very wet, slippery clay. It's honestly impressive. There's a hole that I'm going to go through up here, and it's literally like 3 feet deep. And my tires barely spun at all. I mean, this thing, those mud trains just literally walked the Jeep up those hills. Here we're approaching Dickey Bell. Now I just wanted to remind you, these are a 10-ply rated load range E tire with a 3-ply sidewall. And aired down, you can really see that the sidewall flex can conform around the rocks while still giving you that protection and that bite, and they do it really well. Okay, so this is where it Y's at Dickey Bell. The right line here is already difficult, and the left line takes it up another level. As much as we love to give all the credit to the tires, good wheeling comes down to more than just traction, even though we love the Thunderers. You need to know your Jeep, understand what it's capable of, stay controlled behind the wheel, meaning you have to be a good driver, and you have to have a good spotter helping you pick the right line. The tires definitely help, but the driver input and spotting are just as critical, and all of that comes together to make a safe, fun off-road trip, right? So the tires are doing great, but you need all that stuff to work together. But I know with the tires, this Jeep is just so much more capable than it was before. From the drone angle, this rock shelf really doesn't look as big as it actually is. On the first line, I was starting to catch the differential and bump a few rocks underneath. So instead of just forcing it, I backed up and readjusted. That's no fault of the tires at all. It's just part of picking the right line. Sometimes you have to reposition, change your approach, and give the Jeep a better angle to clear the obstacle cleanly. If you don't do that and you start hopping, that's when you start breaking stuff. Okay, so make sure you're not going to just keep there and hop, especially with the lockers in. So that little adjustment that we made basically made all the difference, and you're going to see it here coming up, that sometimes you have to make small adjustments in order to get up that hill. This is a very steep hill where I'm at with very sharp rocks, so hopefully you guys can kind of see how steep it is in the video. The drone is about 10 to 20 feet in the air, so it might take away from the perspective a little bit, but these tires performed great, and it gave me a lot of confidence that the Jeep could get up. There was just some parts that were slippery. These rocks have been burnt, people have been, giving it the beans and burning out on these rocks, so some of those surfaces are quite slippery.
So, shelf right there, you might have to bump it. You got your lockers on?
I got it.
There you go.
Man, so we've got so much to say about these Thunderer tires. They did so well on the trails, from just having so much grip, the ability to air down on these Rocktrix wheels. This tire wheel combination is golden. We didn't have any slippage issue. It hit the mud just fine. It hit the clay just fine. Dirt roads, you know, vertical climbs to rocks to just about anything you could imagine. These Thunderer tires did absolutely amazing. So if you did not know about the Thunderer brand before, guys, go check them out. They are an affordable tire that perform amazing in trail overland scenarios. They ride great on the road. They don't have any balancing issues. We didn't encounter any balancing issues. The noise level on them is that of a mud terrain, so you get what you get, right? So mud terrains are a little louder than an all terrain, and they just changed the whole look of the Jeep. They really did. This thing looks so mean with those mud terrain tires, guys, and yeah, I'm just so excited, and we're very, very grateful that Thunderer sponsored this build, because we really brought this Rubicon from a stock Rubicon that did okay on the trail, but you know, it was hitting, smacking, slipping with the original all-terrains. Now we got these mud terrains on, absolutely zero issues, absolutely zero drive issues, and just so you know, that 8-speed transmission in the JL, no issues, no issues at all on the road. So we'll have some more thoughts about it once we get home and get on the road, get back on the road. But overall, this thing performed amazing on the trail, and it made the Jeep, like I said, these just look so mean on this Rubicon. All right, everybody, so we just got back from the trail after really getting a chance to test this setup, and I'm honestly, man, I'm so impressed. These Thunderer Trac grips, as you can see, we used the crap out of them. We put them through rocks, loose dirt, climbs, pretty much everything that you would need maximum traction for. And they just kept grabbing, and they kept us moving, whether I was in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, you know, having my lockers engaged when we were vertical in the sky, on the mountains. And I mean, I gotta tell you too, paired with the Rocktrix wheels, I mean, just look, that is a nice, it really complements that Jeep. I'm really happy with how this setup turned out. The wheels held up great on the trail, and I absolutely love the way these wheels with the 35s look. For our first trail test, this tire and wheel setup, it was just awesome. Everything just worked out exactly how we thought it would, and I'm so glad, because these Thunderer tires, again, paired with the Rocktrix, it was so awesome. And I'm really happy with the way everything performed together. So if you are considering buying some tires and you don't want to go with the big brand names that are going to cost you literally thousands of dollars, guys, check out Thunderer. These things are awesome. This sidewall protected me. These lugs pulled me literally everywhere. I had no stones. It discharged the stones easy. It was pretty, I mean, decently quiet on the highway for a mud terrain. And again, everything went well. They balanced well with the wheels. The wheels complemented the tires. Tires complemented the wheels. And the best bang for your buck right here for the wheels. Best bang for your buck right here for the Thunderer. So, you know, don't discount a name brand, guys, if you haven't tested it out. There's going to be more to come as a long-term review. So far, I've got about between 600 and 800 miles on these wheels. And right now, as it stands, they don't only look good, they don't only perform good, but they got me everywhere. They got me to the trail, on the trail, air down to between 12 and 14 PSI. We wheeled the crap out of it in the mountains in URA National Forest, aired back up, came all the way back home with absolutely no issues, and they just performed so good. So super, super awesome tire and wheel combo. And yep, huge shout out to both of them, Rocktrix and Thunderer, for sponsoring this build. And you cannot go wrong with this tire and wheel combo. Check out Thunderer, check out Rocktrix, guys. Again, thank you for watching. God bless, and let's get out wheeling, having some fun, and making some memories, okay? See you next time.